Have you ever visited a country which gauges its progress with its gross national happiness? Bhutan, also known as the Switzerland of Asia, has its own secrets to happiness.
It's hard to imagine that such a small country tucked away in the Himalayas, which is accessible only by 2 aeroplanes, is actually the happiest country in the world. Now, before we start, we make small and interesting videos like this one. So if you like our work, don't forget to share this video. This is
Bhutan is the last standing Buddhist kingdom in the world and only opened its doors for outsiders in the 1970s.
This tiny Himalayan country is popular worldwide for its long history of splendid isolation and its reputation for being the happiest country in the world.
Apart from Bhutan's enriching spirituality and strong Buddhist beliefs, it is also home to dramatic landscapes and ancient monasteries and dzongs.
The Kingdom of Bhutan is a democratic constitutional monarchy which is tucked away between the two most populous countries, India and China. Mahayana Buddhism is the official religion of this country, and over 2/3 of the population is Buddhist.
It is the only country in the world to measure success not by its economic growth but its gross national happiness. It measures people's quality of life and makes sure that material and spiritual development happen together.
But there's got to be something deeper to why Bhutan is the happiest country in the world. Let's find out more.
Saving the environment is the philosophy of life there. It is not part of any rule or law, but Bhutanese believe that it's the way of life. It is one of the major pillars of their happiness index.
Apart from math and science, children in Bhutan are also taught basic agriculture techniques and environment conservation. In Bhutan, it is believed that teaching children how to be good people is as important as getting good grades.
This is so cool. If other countries also followed this kind of philosophy, it would open the children's mind up and it would change their mindset about a few small but important things. Now, this might sound a little terrifying to a few, but did you know that Bhutanese are on good terms with death?
Bhutanese think of death at least 5 times a day. They think of it as something that is part of life and accept it quite practically. According to them, death relieves you of external expectations and helps you encounter problems as well as make big decisions in your life. It is important that we all are ready when the last moment comes.
Many places, when exposed to the outside world, lose a lot of their cultures and traditions. But did you know about the Bhutanese love to preserve their culture and traditions?
They have unconditional love for their cultures and traditions. Even though now they're open to philosophies and ideas, they love wearing their traditional clothes. And even now, when you go to an office and you see managers and clerks, they are all wearing their traditional clothes at all times.
The people are also less materialistic there. They are loving and disciplined, and the king and the queen still reign in the hearts of the people, even though there is no monarchy there.
Even when the country opened up to outsiders, they didn't let modernization take over, and they still adhere to their centuries-old traditions. Their spiritual beliefs make them the epitome of simple living and high thinking.
And did you know that according to national surveys, around 2/3 of all the Bhutanese people get at least 8 hours of sleep per night? That's better than most of the countries, and especially of that of industrialized countries.
Now, this may sound strange to some, but did you know there's not much of a difference between the commoners and the royals? In fact, there are often instances of the Bhutan princes playing with locals.
Their present king left the palace and lives in a cottage near the palace to promote tourism and simplicity in the country.
And lastly, their gross national happiness model is what makes them so unique. when they finally opened up to outsiders, the king said they would use the development philosophy of gross national happiness. Circumstances in Bhutan are just so perfect that could be why Bhutan is actually the happiest country in the world.
The king believed that the happiness of the nation didn't depend on the nation's economic possessions and rather by the health, education, and contentment of its population. This is very true, and it could be implemented in other countries also.
Thus, we can conclude that happiness is not something someone can just get or buy. It's a state of feeling that depends on so many internal and external factors.
As the Buddhist values mention, we should be happy with what we have and not focus on what we don't. What we don't have will come on its own, but it will take its time, and we should be patient for that.
In this case, Bhutan is an excellent example for so many countries around the world. Countries should pay more attention to the happiness of their people.
In Bhutan, the concept of giving is very prevalent. Only if you give, you get. And on those terms, we have a request for you. As you know, the whole world is battling coronavirus. Millions of people have died and millions still stay affected. It would be great if you help our country battle this pandemic. Please consider donating to the PM Cares Fund.
We really hope you learned something new from this video. Share this video with your friends and family to tell them about the inspiring story of Bhutan. That's such an amazing story. And that's why this world is awesome. And we'll see you next time.